It's Wednesday, July 25th, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Police investigations continue following the seizure of approximately $3 million worth of illegal drugs found aboard the yacht Ecstasy, which is owned by Goddard's Enterprises Limited. Official sources told Barbados Today the yacht returned to Barbados from Grenada over the weekend with its captain Chris Rogers, a non-executive director with Goddard's Enterprises, and the chairman of the company and head of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Charles Herbert, among those on board. Acting on a tip-off, customs officials searched the luxury yacht and the contraband was subsequently discovered. It is understood that both Herbert and Rogers spent time between District A and Oistins police stations assisting members of the drug squad with their probe. Barbados Today has been informed that police are also questioning a third person of interest who is alleged to have been hired to work on the yacht and might be able to provide additional information related to the illegal drugs. Opposition leader Joseph Atherley wants to know why so-called big ups have not been charged with smuggling guns into the country. During his presentation in the House of Assembly on a resolution to take note of the throne speech yesterday, he argued that young common criminals are incapable of importing the large quantity of illegal guns into the country. He noted that while members of the working class are usually jailed for shooting incidents, he says nobody is saying where the guns are coming from.
I've not heard of any big ups being brought before the courts from the world of business and charged with having been part of the supply chain of bringing these guns into Barbados. I haven't heard of any public servants being charged with reference to that type of activity. I haven't heard of any persons out of the political class or practicing politicians who have been brought before the courts in relation to any matter such as that. I haven't heard about any priests or pastors being arrested by the police and hauled before the courts because they are found to be a part of the supply chain of illegal arms coming in to Barbados. And I am suggesting that the Royal Barbados Police Force, by now 2018, with all that has gone on in terms of training and investment in equipment, and the extent to which members of the police force themselves have seen to their own improvement through furtherance of training in their own personal professional situation, I am sure that our police force would suggest that they have the capacity, capability, the means to address this problem. Yet it is not being addressed, and it begs one to ask the reason why is it that we cannot get a handle on this matter of illegal arms coming into Barbados and being made so easily accessible and available to minds which are then criminally disposed to the use of such for whatever purpose.
Meanwhile, it appears that the opposition leader is facing his own troubles in his St. Michael West constituency. Voters there are not happy. In the wake of his full resignation from the ruling Barbados Labour Party, many are left with unanswered questions. Constituents have been speaking to our unmarked Goodrich voice.
Opposition leader Joseph Atherley has officially resigned from the Barbados Labour Party, and it's a decision that has left members of his St. Michael West constituency feeling totally betrayed. When Barbados Today visited the constituency yesterday afternoon, a number of residents who opted to speak off camera expressed disappointment and frustration by Atherley's decision to sever ties with the Mayor Motley-led BLP. They said he made substantial promises to them in the lead-up to the May 24th general elections as a BLP member. 54-year-old Victor Goodrich is among those who feel deserted by Atherley.
So long as you vote for a man, a mayor, and less than 2 months, or say within 6 weeks he switched, and then resigned from the party. Don't look good at all. To me, that is pure betrayal to the Barbados Labour Party government.
Goodrich says he's no concern about the level of representation they will receive. No athlete is an independent.
He resigned from the BLP, so that means he's just there as opposition. But we ain't got no representative for here. Because he ain't a B, he ain't a D. Who he is? That's the $1 million question. He's independent. Who he is? To me, he's a nobody right now.
And Mark Goodrich Boys, Barbados Today.
The new man in charge of the embattled Ozone Wireless is trying to save the company from going under. Nicholas Kelly told reporters yesterday at a Clear the Air press conference that the telecommunications company is currently undergoing a 3-year debt reprofiling program. Under the initiative, Kelly said the 1-year-old company has frozen all debt payments until January 2019.
We want to freeze that so we can look at what's coming in now. We have a lot of very happy customers on our very, very effective network, and we want to maintain those customers. And we have to renegotiate the cost of doing business with all our landlords, basically, and the people like Flow and Digicel that provide us with data connections. That process has taken me a couple of weeks. I've talked to most of the creditors, and the creditors are very happy to freeze the debt. I'm flying up to Miami tomorrow to meet with Liberty about the main one, which is Flow. And our program in the future involves getting more customers on our network, and then when we go cash flow positive, starting to pay off the debts. It is a very viable plan once all the creditors agree to it.
He also revealed that the company is cutting its staff from 60 to 12 workers. In addition, the Manor Lodge office will be closed on August 3rd, while bill payment stations will be set up at Nature's discount outlets. Kelly also revealed that while Ozone will maintain its voice-over LTE service, its primary focus will be on data provision. A 48-year-old attorney was granted $10,000 bail when he appeared in court yesterday on 5 criminal charges. Marlon Macklin Gordon of number 81 Mahogany Lane, Glen Acres Farm Road, St. George, is accused of 1 count of trespassing, 3 counts of assault, and 1 count of criminal damage. Gordon pleaded not guilty to the charges, which allegedly occurred on July 22nd, when he appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Ian Weeks in the District D Magistrates Court. He returns to court on August 8th, but in the meantime, he must stay away from all complainants, surrender his travel documents, report to a police station 3 times a week, and adhere to a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily curfew.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from the region, the Bahamas is looking to ban the use of plastics by 2020, and officials have begun a series of town hall meetings to get residents' views on the issue. We get more in this report from Altavis Munnins of ZNS News.
Minister of Housing and the Environment, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, made it clear at a town meeting Monday night that the survival of our country is in jeopardy because millions of plastic has clogged our ocean. And he believes that by 2050, the ocean may be filled with more plastic than fish.
It is lightweight, so it floats on water and is carried by wind across large distances, eventually ending in the sea. And we must face the fact that all well, we must assume that all plastics that are on land end up in the ocean if not properly disposed of. 2, it is inexpensive, and because of that, it is cheap. And because it's cheap, it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere, everywhere. You can't escape it. Everywhere you turn, there's plastic bags, single-use plastics, styrofoam.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis also made a case for the plastic ban. He admitted that it's extremely difficult to remove plastic from the environment. He revealed that about 60 countries around the world have already committed to reducing plastics.
On the international scene, the Trump administration unveils a $12 billion plan aimed at helping U.S. farmers hurt by the intensifying trade war. The aid is intended to protect the industry as countries raise taxes on U.S. products such as soybeans in response to the president's new tariff.
On the same day that President Trump tweeted tariffs are the greatest, his administration announced $12 billion in aid for farmers and ranchers hit hardest by his trade tactics. Agricultural states, many of whom backed Trump in his 2016 bid, have suffered from retaliatory measures from China, the European Union, and others reacting to Trump's trade war. Reuters political correspondent James Oliphant.
Well, critics have seized upon this as evidence that Trump and the White House know that Trump's trade war isn't working, that there are victims that are being left sort of in the crossfire here between the United States and China, and this might be viewed in some circles as an admission of defeat. The Trump administration is never going to say that the trade war isn't working. They're casting this relief package as basically something to tide these farmers over until Trump's real plan kicks in, and that plan is to bring China and other countries to the table and force them to negotiate better terms for American farmers.
And the farmers will be the biggest beneficiary. Watch. Just be a little patient.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, and you can hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.